Right, morning fellas, welcome back to another Villa on Talk video, the fourth in this series. And it's probably going to be the most controversial one so far, coming up in this video. We're going to talk about the Crew game in the Cup from last week, and also Tyrone Mings getting in the England squad, the Palace performance, the incident at the end, the stewards and the trouble that was caused with the fans, and of course your comments as well. Right, I know this isn't the main topic of the video, but we've got to talk about Crew because it's happened in the last week. 6-1 win. It wasn't the most convincing. We had 7 shots on target and we scored 6.
We took the lead, concert, and then we just seemed to stop playing, and they had that lad on the right, like mentioned, that was very, very quick, and I think he destroyed Courtney House 2 or 3 times. But then once we got the second, we were comfortable, we were fine.
Yeah, they didn't take their chances. From set pieces, they looked a little bit of a threat.
Then they had 6 or 7 chances they flashed across goal.
Yeah, and they got their goal, which was quite funny because their fans loved it. But overall, it's a fairly comfortable performance. Yes. Good to see some of the fringe players getting a bit of game time, house, concert, etc. But yeah, we progress into the next round and we get Brighton.
Yes,
midweek.
That's a mission.
But will we be there?
Yes, we will.
We'll be there. That'll be a good one. All Premier League clash, new ground.
Right, the only other minor talking point about Crew was we were all spotted on a stream.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, the ball comes behind. Oh, well, you have seen it. The ball comes behind the concourse. Jamie boots it back and then gets caught on national television.
Giving it the big one.
Giving it the big one. And, you know, a lot of people found it funny. A lot of people didn't on Twitter. And that, you know, that's fine, you know, it's not the best thing to be doing. We think he's an idiot. He is an idiot. Like, he can be a right idiot, but
it's all in good nature.
Yeah, it is. It's just having a laugh.
We've all been there at the football, giving it the big one. Everyone's done it, and especially after yesterday. But it was just, well, we had no idea the cameras were on us or anything, otherwise we probably wouldn't have done it. But
there was a few people at Palace, Jamie said, that came up to him and said he was a disgrace to this club, and yes, he shouldn't have done it, but get over it. Just grow up. Like, just get over it now. Just 18-year-old lads having a bit of fun. And the only other little talking point is Tyrone Mings getting called up for England. I did a whole video on it, so go and check that one out. But was it going to happen?
Well, there was a lot of speculation, so it was almost like it was bound to happen. Heaton's gone to the radar. He's back in there as well, so all good for him.
Hopefully he gets a bit of game time, him and Mings. We'll see.
Right.
Let's get into the Palace game. We'll start with the performance. We'll talk about the incident later. But in terms of the performance, we came out going into the game. I think it was fairly positive. I was saying Palace aren't great.
I was quite mixed. I thought it's a tough place to go always. We never seem to do well there.
No.
But I thought we'd come onto it off a bit of form. So would Palace, though, to be fair, going to United and winning not every day. No. You can do that.
We started well. We did. First 15-20 minutes.
I mentioned that first 20 minutes, I thought we were bright. I thought we moved the ball about well. We looked in control. We looked like the home team, to be honest.
Yeah.
We shut them out quick as well.
But then the referee got involved. Now, a lot of the incidents were yellow cards. Like, I'm not saying they're not. It's just he wasn't consistent. There was a few niggly ones that... Was it really?
Yeah, I think Trezeguet's first yellow card caused a lot of anger.
He was late.
He was late. I know. I've seen Grealish and stuff flinging their arms about and Smith and whatever. So there was one. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Kiyate that was through.
The Gilbert.
The Gilbert one. Yeah, it was him. He's just not touched him at all.
He had 4 yellow cards in the first half.
It's just not necessary.
And then Grealish got bodied, I remember, down the other end, and that wasn't even a free kick. Kevin Friend just wasn't consistent.
No, I don't think they had a booking in the first half at all, and there was not as many as we had, but there was enough that if Villa had players booked, they should have players booked as well, just for silly little challenges.
Yeah, but as the first half went on, they piled the pressure on a little bit more. McCarthy had a chance.
Free kick.
Yeah, McCarthy had a chance that he just blazed over. He probably should have scored. But yeah, they had free kicks all around the box. Corner after corner, like you said, they had 13 corners in the game. We had 2.
Yeah, and that was only right towards the end.
Yeah, exactly. So they piled the pressure on. Maybe unlucky to be going into the break at 0-0, but I think it was a bit of a nothing game in the first half. Not too much happened.
I picked up fairly quickly. I thought this will probably be 1 goal or just a 0-0.
Yeah, at half time we were like, this is going to go 1-0 either way. There's not going to be 3-4 goals in this game. But Trezeguet got sent off. And I don't think anyone can complain.
No, you can't complain at that. It's a bad challenge.
It's late, it's clumsy, it's poor.
We could see that from where we were.
Yeah.
But, again, like people were saying, it's all the other ones. It could have been a 10 against 10, it could have been 9 against... It could have been anything yesterday.
Yeah.
The way tackles were flying in. But that just set the tone for the rest of the game, really. It kind of just we just stopped playing. We had a bright start to the second half as well.
Yeah,
we were
up to the red
really
card,
well.
I would have said a draw would have been fair, and we looked better coming out for the
It
second
would have been a
half.
good point on the road.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, but I think once Trezeguet gets sent off and you've got 10 men against a fast Palace side, you probably take a point at that point for sure. Zaha was causing trouble because there was so much more space once Trezeguet had gone off. Smith changed formation, didn't he? He went to 4-3-2.
He threw a striker on, so he did not want the
Keenan
point.
was good. Keenan Davis was really good.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about Keenan. So I've never really been his biggest fan. I didn't think he's been brilliant, but having watched him a bit more this season, especially now with the team we are, his hold-up play I think is better than Wesley's.
It's up there. It's very good.
But he's probably not as good on the ball. But then he got out of 4 or 5 player situations comfortably and moved it on. So yeah, I can't slate him for anything he did yesterday. I thought he had a good game.
Holly says on Twitter, Big Keenan and Big Wes up top for me. Lone striker role just not working. Dean Smith has always pretty much played 4-3-3, hasn't he? And there's always been one striker up top.
There's always going to be an issue playing the 2 strikers because wingers will miss out, and then if wingers don't miss out, a central midfielder is going to miss out.
It's a good option to have, maybe as a plan B.
Yeah.
Because it did look alright yesterday, but then again we had 10 men. It was hard to judge really, but Keenan looked good. Wes didn't have too much service. It's got to be fair to him. Like, it wasn't really his fault. It wasn't really coming off for him.
There's a lot of times you had to pick up the ball on the left or right hand side because he was just isolated and he tried to create something.
And there's a lot of players around him who was getting swarmed. So with around 15 minutes left, Ayew is played in from a ball over the top. Is it Mings and Grealish that are trying to defend? Mings gets there, it comes off Ayew, he just smashes it in. It's slightly lucky how it falls to him, but it probably was deserved.
Yeah, I think we were pushing at the time. It
was a counter-attack from a corner.
Yeah, and I think the keeper's caught it, just launched it upfield and... I couldn't see there was a big concrete thing, metal thing in the way, but I think it bobbled off the two of them. It's just fallen to him. He's not going to miss from there, regardless of
and
who
then
he is.
Your heart sinks and you think, we're not really going to get back into this game, are we, with 10 men? But, to be fair...
With Villa, we did have a good go in it.
Yeah, he put Horahan on, which I think he played well.
Very good. I thought he moved the ball a bit quicker than Lewis did.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you get a free kick, you immediately think, oh, hang on, we've got Horahan here, something might happen.
Because without him, Douglas Luiz had one in the first half, which was pretty crap.
Trezeguet smashed one over as well.
Yeah, from a good position as well. You can't really afford to waste them.
No.
This comment comes in from Big Nick. Aside from the obvious yesterday, from watching all the games so far, is there anything Dean Smith needs to look at, in your opinion, in order to turn close contests into 3 points?
I don't think there's a lot. I think it's just a matter of time before something happens. Like, he didn't have to do a lot. The Bournemouth game, he did the right things, but it was obviously after we had 2-0 down. Everton, it all fell in place and we were very good.
I think you have to look at the bench and the options we have off there. We've got Horahan, who is a good option. We've got El Ghazi, who can offer a bit of pace coming off the bench. But apart from that...
I think it's going to be a case of we're going to... Well, from what I've seen, we struggle against the teams that are tough, physical against you, like your Palace. I thought we played well at Tottenham, and they're a pass in the ball team. Bournemouth the same, Everton the same, and we've not really struggled against them. Obviously Tottenham's a very good side, but the Everton game, they didn't really worry us at all, especially defensively. I thought we looked very good going forward, but we really struggled yesterday. And I know Big Nick said to me on the phone before, he was like, Jota, this isn't his game at all, and then lo and behold, he didn't have a very good game.
Jota wasn't great at all. I think he got shut out of the game. Even both wingers, to be fair, weren't amazing.
Trezeguet's offered a bit more, he's a bit quicker to run.
They just got shut down a little bit too fast, and it, I don't know, just started them a little bit. The service wasn't there, as I've said, but there you go. Right, we've talked about the game. We're pushing. 96th minute. Grealish gets the ball, he runs through the middle, he gets clipped, but we don't see that. He goes down, lays the ball off to Lansbury.
Lansbury smashes it
in. Now we're in the ground at this point. We go absolutely mad. We think we've scored.
Yep.
And then you say he's blown it, and I'm like,
It's disallowed him.
oh.
Yeah, there's people around going, hang on, he's blown up here.
And then there's players all swarming him.
Grealish was down by us somewhere.
Yeah, obviously.
I think Lansbury's down there as well, don't they?
So the ref comes like walking towards us. I think he's going to talk to the liner.
Yeah, well, I thought exactly so. I thought he might talk to the liner. Maybe he's going, oh, we'll give it, or we'll give a penalty. I don't know.
I thought he was going to give a free kick. That was my initial thought. He didn't. And then I saw the Villa players complaining. I was like, well, what's going on here?
And then he pointed the other way.
And he got Grealish. And I was absolutely fuming, as you can tell on the video.
We all stormed out.
Yeah. I stormed out, I couldn't be bothered.
And went home.
Yeah. Now, I found a couple of screenshots from looking at the highlights, and take your pick at where Grealish gets fouled. There's an initial one from Zaha. When
he stays on his feet, though, there as well, which... Yeah, it kind of proves the doubt.
You can tell he gets clipped on his left ankle, and when you're travelling at that sort of speed, that's always going to send you off balance. But he tries to keep on running, which he does, passes the ball off, and then once he's passed it off, he gets clattered again by Cahill, which you can see on this screenshot here, on his leg, which sends him absolutely flying. But does he complain? No, he doesn't. Doesn't even look at the referee.
Once he hits the floor, he looks up at Lansbury. I'm sure there's a picture going around on Twitter where he's not looking for the penalty, he's looking at Lansbury. Lansbury smashes it in, he gets up and runs off.
But what annoys me is, Kevin Friend, he clearly wasn't 100% sure that it was a dive, because let's be honest, it wasn't. So he couldn't have been 100% sure that yes, that's a dive. So you could see that the ball's gone to Lansbury. You could see that we're going to have a shot on goal. You could see it's going to be a goal scoring opportunity. So just let it go. There's like a 3 second or even 2 second gap between him playing the ball off and the ball hitting the back of the net. So just let it play out, and then if it does turn out to be a dive, you can go to VAR.
If he's certain it's a dive and he gives it the other way, yeah, the chaos might be halted a little bit, but at least you can get a proper check out of it and you'll know that he's been absolutely clattered.
Because VAR, you see Alan Shearer comes on the big screen before every game, he says you can check it for goals, straight red cards, mistaken identity, and obviously what happened here does not fall into that category. But if you let Lansbury scored, it's a goal, you can look at it on VAR, and then you might have a chance of making the right decision.
Thing to mention about VAR yesterday, there was 2, 3, 4 other incidents in other games. For example, Haller, West Ham
should have had a penalty.
Got nailed. What was the
Tielemans?
Yeah, Tielemans, Leicester. He
stood on Wilson's ankle.
Broke someone's ankle. Nothing given.
What you're hearing on like Match of the Day and stuff is when a referee doesn't give a decision, the VAR has a threshold that foul has to meet in order to overturn it. That doesn't have to. What is a threshold? That's subjective. Like, you should scrap the threshold. You should be. Is it right? Is it wrong?
As a person, yeah. Is there I think there's 3 or 4 on a team in each.
Exactly,
VAR.
and you can look at the screens. The ref can't. So why would you go with the ref? Go with what's right and what you can see on that screen.
I think the linesman, I say bottled it, that's a strong word, but they didn't help the situation either. I mean, we could see from where we were he's been hit. It probably sounds a bit biased, to be fair, but I'm sure there's Palace fans out there. I think we've been on the train on the way back.
I was listening to 606, there was Palace fans on saying they were with us.
There's a big Palace Twitter and there was like, they've been hard done by. The linesman's right by the away end, so why is he not seen anything either?
I don't see the point in linesmen anymore, because whatever they do with the flag, VAR's going to check it with offsides. All they're there for is throw-ins.
Yeah.
Like, we've got the technology. We need to use it to get rid. VAR was brought in to get rid of these decisions, and there's been laws say you could use it for this, and that's it. You should use it to make the right decision, and that hasn't been done. I'm not moaning at VAR. I'm moaning at Kevin Friend, the referee, because throughout the game, even in the first half, we were chanting, "You're not fit to referee," and that shouldn't be the case. No. And that just was the cherry on top.
Not in the Premier League anyway.
No, you thought you're coming up from the Championship. Championship refs are dreadful. I think we all know that, and they're not. Kevin Friend. When we came out of the ground, there was articles going around, sign this petition to get him banned. I think that's a bit silly to be fair. But there was like an event in 2012-13, something like that, where we played Chelsea, we lost 2-1. There was an incident with Ivanovic, elbowed someone, should have got sent off, didn't. Agbonhor should have scored, it was a handball, wasn't given. Kevin Friend was there, Lambert reported him to the Premier League or something like that. So there's history there. There is history with Friend.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's ever, I don't know any other clubs out there. I don't know what he's like, because I don't know if it's just a Villa thing or what, or small, I say smaller because we're a newer team. I don't know if it's anything to do with that, but...
A few people have talked about the bias as well on Twitter, saying, is it a big club bias? Now, Palace aren't a bigger club, but they're more established in the Premier League than we are. So is there a bias there? I think that's a little bit strong and a little bit silly to say, but I don't know.
One of them.
Another comment coming from David here, talking about VAR. He says, do you think, like in cricket and tennis, clubs should have 1 or 2 reviews to call during the match to challenge the officials? If the officials were doing so badly at VAR, it wouldn't be needed, but the stakes are so massive for clubs when it does go wrong. And he's right there, because that point could be massive. But what do you think about the reviews?
It's a good proposal. However, cricket and tennis are very stop-starty sort of sports. I think people would get wound up quickly with this.
And I think it would just cause more carnage.
Almost like an automatic VAR, isn't it? Like, if they've not given it.
It might, yeah. I wouldn't want
It's almost counteracting VAR.
Yeah.
I don't know.
VAR should be used.
It's a good idea.
All the time.
But it'll just stop the game and...
You get managers using it just for the sake of slowing the game down, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's not what it should be used for. It should be used in the viewpoint of the referee and those people sat in Stockley Park when they think it should be used and to make the right decision, not when a manager fancies breaking the game down. So it's an alright thought, but for me, I think that would just cause more issues. Billy comes up with a good comment actually. He says, opinions on referees doing post-match interviews. Yes.
I'd be for it.
Because players have to do it when they've scored an own goal, made a massive mistake to cost their team the game.
They've had to come out and speak for the media. A lot of them don't want to. Like, you saw John.
Of course you don't want to.
You saw John McGinn yesterday. I don't think he wanted to be in front of the cameras. And they asked him that, and he was just like, I can't really say anything because I'm going to get a massive fine, basically. So you could tell he was wound up. Grealish was. They're all wound up about it.
Managers have to
Dean
speak
Smith,
as well.
to be fair, handled it really well.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been in the game a long time to know what he's doing with all that sort of stuff. But you could see him throwing his arms about and everything on the touchline. I think it's something they should do.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they'd say if they know or we know. Like,
they know they've made a mistake.
Imagine what he would have said yesterday. How would you?
Yeah, exactly. It's a good point. Like, we know he's made a mistake. He knows he's made a mistake now, surely. Because right now it's the day after, and I'm still bemused as to why he's given it. But if he did an interview after the game, at least he could like shed some light on what he was thinking at the time, even if it was wrong. Just like, what did you see and why did you think that? Like, it just shed more light on that decision that you made.
We won't ever hear from the refs again.
I'll never know why he gave it. No one will ever know why he's given it. And if he came out and said why he gave it, at least we could tell. But yeah, I think that should be a thing. Final comment of the day comes from the real MB from Twitter. Big up Matty. He says, performance wasn't good enough, got gifted with a glimmer of hope, only for the referee and VAR to take it away. The incident is disgraceful. The stewards are just ordinary people with high vis on and they act like they're the next big thing. Absolute joke. Now, just before we do start talking about the stewards, we stormed out after.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of it.
We did.
My brother's seen it all. He stayed in there for a bit and seen it. He didn't get involved in it, but he saw everything. It happened on our side where we were and on the other side of the away end by where my brother was. He said it was just a bit of a nightmare. Personally, I've not seen enough of it, but I don't know if the stewards are all to blame. I mean, Luke said the ones on the side were just saying, stand back,
because of the incident, people are going to get wound up, aren't they?
Yeah, always. I think it's the ones down the front, so I know you've got the clip of the one giving it the finger.
Basically, I don't think it's all to blame on the stewards or the fans. I'm impartial, I wasn't there. But I think there's no smoke without fire. Of course, the stewards had to step in and that's fine, but they could have handled themselves better. There's a clip of a steward giving it the fingers, which is just not professional at all.
Is that the one that replied on Twitter as well?
No, I think it's a different one. This is apparently the security manager at Crystal Palace Football Club.
He's now gone private.
Yeah, he's now gone private on Twitter. Who'd have thought it? Basically, there was a clip going around of the whole incident, and someone tagged him in it, and he said, all in a day's work, kiss. He's the manager. He's the security manager. You can't do that on social media. I'll go along with Matty. It's just ordinary people that they don't seem professional. What the stewards have done there, and there's clips of them getting beating football fans as well.
That was the police. That was.
Yeah, that was the police. When
we won't go into much detail.
You grab a football fan. That okay, he might have been doing something wrong. He probably was. You wouldn't grab him if he wasn't, but. Once you get him, deal with him. Don't grab him and then keep beating him. The clip
that was going around of him being beat, he'd fallen over the
barrier,
the advertising boards. If he's done something wrong, pick him up and drag him away. That's fine. Don't batter him so he can't move.
And if you persistently batter him, his mates are going to step in.
And
if I see one of my mates getting beaten up, I'm going to get angry. That's just a human reaction.
Yeah. It's not good. It's just the whole thing ruined.
It was just a sour note, wasn't it?
It was.
And what was a pretty crap day. Yeah, pretty good. I know it's been a bit of a long one. We've gone a little bit angry, but you've got to do it, and
it's got to be discussed.
Yeah,
we've got an international break
which
now.
is not ideal.
No, it's not. But it stops us from losing, I guess.
Yeah. But if you have enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, comment all your thoughts on everything that we've discussed in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe if you are new. We'll see you for West Ham.
See you soon.
Blah, blah, blah.